I'm Nick Snow, watching Government for Oil and Gas Journal in Washington, D.C. Weeks before comments were due on the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's methane emissions proposals, the Wyoming Oil and Gas Conservation Commission proposed changes in its requirements, covering flaring of associated gas at wells within the state. The two draft proposals, which it released on November 16th, are outlined at its website under Rule Changes. They're at their very earliest stage, Wyoming Oil and Gas Supervisor Mark Watson said on November 23rd. They're in a 45-day comment period and have a long way to go. We will then address the comments and propose a rule to the Commission. If enough comments show we're off base, the process starts again. The Commission staff tried to use language which would make clear to producers what they need to do to get approval to flare, he told OGJ. The important part is a gas capture plan and requirements for more detailed information about getting the gas to market, Watson said. Currently, companies don't have to provide that. We found that when they went to a hearing to request additional flaring 6 months out, they did not even have the information. We wanted to make sure they had it from the get-go. Petroleum Association of Wyoming Vice President John Robotiel said it was apparent that the drafts were a beginning, but still mattered, since they give producers a better idea of what the Commission has in mind. We've been advocating for some time to have a flaring policy we've been living with actually be put into a rule, he told OGJ on November 20th. Watson said the proposals allow up to 60,000 cubic feet per day of venting or flaring without prior approval. They state that if the volume is 30 to 60 MCFD, it has to be flared. Venting is allowed only for volumes of 0 to 30 MCFD, he explained. We want operators to tell us whether they are venting or flaring it and provide detailed gas measurements information. A gas capture plan would be required for wells in excess of 60 MCFD, he said. We considered it would be uneconomic where less than that was flared, Watson said. Robotiel said the state association and its members were not surprised to see this requirement. Commissioners have been asking individual producers for one when they come in to extend authorizations to flare, he said. The fact that they have seemingly separated venting from flaring differs from before. Venting not exceeding 30 MCFD is half of what we've seen previously. Environmental organizations expressed disappointment with the draft proposal. It contains some improvements, including better data reporting and a requirement that operators submit a gas capture plan with their application for a permit to flare, said Amber Wilson, environmental quality advocate for the Wyoming Outdoor Council. But we urge the Commission to ensure that flaring and venting are reduced as much as possible. We are encouraged that WOGCC is addressing this serious problem, added John Goldstein, Senior Energy Policy Manager at the Environmental Defense Fund. However, we are concerned that the proposal will not go far enough to curb the venting and flaring of natural gas in Wyoming. Watson said he expects the U.S. Bureau of Land Management to come out with its own venting and flaring rules in 2016, and noted that EPA is working on its own methane emissions requirements. Many people have their eyes on this, he observed. That's Watching Government for this week. In Washington, I'm Nick Snow for Oil and Gas Journal.